Two winners from our first round. Simon Fitzsimmons takes on John Chambers.
Thank you, first frame. Simon Fitzsimmons.
Well, how quickly fortunes can turn. John Chambers was staring down the barrel of defeat, and now he's sitting pretty tied at the top of the table. And Fitzsimmons cannot believe that break is dry.
I agree with him. I really do. I was still expecting the yellow top right to fall.
Just thunderous power.
Yeah. I was watching and thinking, oh well, the last one's in's going to roll in, and it doesn't. But I think John will be disappointed with the way he played. I know he wins the match in the first match, but obviously he had the huge piece of fortune at the end essentially. But I think he'll be disappointed. He had some good layouts, that he didn't find the pattern to. He got kept on just getting his cue ball slightly wrong and couldn't quite put it all together. And John, a player that really has beautiful patterns out there and lovely touch, and just didn't quite execute like we know he can in that first match.
Well, you look at it this way. It was 2-2 heading into that deciding frame with the attempted buzzer beater by Megan. And Megan's finishes both came off John mistakes.
Yeah.
John, in theory, had 4 chances in the opening 4 frames.
Yeah, and the layouts were fiddly but open, if that makes sense. They looked really good, but 1 or 2 of them were fiddly. The sort of clearances where, when you're absolutely on your game, you make the game look like it's really simple. John's always been a player I've really enjoyed watching, because I love watching players that work the puzzle out, work the pattern out, and make the game look easy. And that's what John does when he plays well. Very much a pattern player. Gets the cannon on the red or floats by it. Let's see here. Oh, he floats by it. Did he think he was getting the cannon? Either way, it's worked out fine. Just got to be careful not let the yellow spit away from the pocket. Yeah, clever. See the way he played that. He didn't play it full ball. Always used half the pocket to make sure that the yellow stayed over the pocket. If he makes the yellow onto the yellow full, then the yellow comes down the table.
Very assured visit to the table from John Chambers, who's looked decent so far. Just sizing up this 8 ball with a little bit of extra time on his shot clock, just to make sure it's awkward queuing, that's why. Referee Arch Tesco having a good look.
Oh my.
Oh, you didn't expect it.
No. You could almost sense it from the extra time he took. I know that was hampered queuing, but it's a fairly regulation shot really for John, and he was just ultra careful, took maybe a few extra seconds on it, or maybe wanted to be better on it. And I'm not saying he did talk himself into missing it, but you could almost sense that coming.
He's still really surprised though, because whilst it was hampered, he had so much time to get his bridge set, and actually rock solid.
Yeah.
So at that point it's just about making your pot. Really surprised to see it fall away.
Yeah, when you're playing against great players like John is, you really mentally would have already written this frame off. So I played great in that first match. Just missed that one shot into the right centre pocket in the opening frame, where just left it a turn short of perfection and made it a blind pocket. Just about worked out nicely for him. There's Rob. He'll be in action in a few weeks.
There's the senior chamber.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 really good characters off the table, but 2 very good players on the table as well. Really good additions to the pro circuit.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Wants to track past the straight here. So left a nice angle at the top of the table. Just come on the natural line, and then it's just pace control. One full turn past the straight is absolutely perfect. I think he's short. I think he is short as well. You just punch this out and back yourself to make the double. He is incredibly good at the doubles, one of the better players on the tour at them. Or does he screw back, as he just pointed out, and just play the 8-ball down to the same pocket?
Yeah, do you back your doubling or do you back your potting?
I think if he was a couple of turns short, he would go the double route, but he was straight enough that actually just holding that for the double would have been an awkward double. This is definitely an easier shot than the double he would have left himself, but it's also missable. May not be hampered queuing, but this is a harder 8-ball than the one that John Chambers missed.
Yeah. All of a sudden a fairly weighty first frame.
Oh my. I can't believe it.
Nothing personal against Fitzy. I'm pleased that stayed up.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Nice to see a shot like that stay up. You know, we do want to see our best players tested, and that one did hit the rail pretty early on in its journey towards the pocket.
Yeah, and these are the frames, you know. And I've been to Size Club where he practices from, and had a practice session against him. Did a bit of filming a season or so ago, and you know, I'm not sure, but I'm still not sure if he's the sort of player that would review a visit to the table like that. You know, wide open, 8-ball's the hardest ball on the table. You've got a little bit of work to do at the top, but they essentially all go. He ended up leaving himself a final positional shot where he's crossing the line, as we see John get kicked into the top right corner, so immediately a chance for side to respond. And it was one of those shots from Simon where he's crossing the line. And what I'm getting at, was there a better route out there for Simon that makes that unmissable? Now, Simon will tell you, and I believe him, and it's true that, you know, 19 times out of 20 he makes that clearance. But does that one make the difference? And that should have been a 20 out of 20 clearance for Simon Fitzsimmons.
It's a nice shot.
When does he play the plant? I like it next shot, so left centre, then play the plant, and just pull the cue ball back to deal with the 2 at the top of the table, if you have to. You ideally want to leave the 2 at the top of the table for connections to the 8-ball, but they don't have to be. 8-ball can be got on from the one bottom left. It wouldn't be the ideal one, but the reason I won't want to leave the plant to go the last 2 shots is, what if the red comes away from the pocket? So can I play this one as a sort of, you know, 2-way shot? You're playing on a couple of balls here. Oh, we've got to make the plant though. Got to make the plant.
Almost looked like he got a little bit sort of in between shots, because you could sort of play the plant cushion first if you wanted to sort of be a bit more controlling of that red, or obviously play it full. And in the end, he's found that exact line in the middle where you actually can miss the plant too.
Yeah. I think he played it the way he wanted to. He just thought it was going to fall. He really wanted to be on the red that he played. He wanted to take the plant back to back, but he also wanted to have the backup at the top if it went wrong. But it did go wrong, and it went wrong not because of the cue ball, because of the plant not dropping. Although what it does tell us, that plant he made in the first match at 2-0 up, it just shows you how good that was. I mean, that was such a good shot.
Yeah, quite. Sort of thing that it makes you sort of start to wonder. Is the writing on the wall for John Chambers tonight?
Well, yeah. He's got a long way to go. He's got a long, long way to go. He didn't exactly win that opening frame, did he? It was given to him. He didn't win the opening match. It was given to him.
But that's exactly what I mean, though. That those things happening to you, and again, he's granted a bit of a free go in this frame as well.
Yeah, he's got to get these though. That wasn't the best of shots. A little bit close here. Straight, he's fine. He can top through and go left centre, bottom cushion. Now he's got a little bit too much. What does he do? Does he play this with running side, get on the bottom cushion, but then you might not get on the yellow by the 8 ball? Yeah, punch it out, but having to go this way round is not guaranteed to get nicely. The 8 ball's in the way here. Not being straight or close enough to straight on that previous shot, just to literally all you have to do is roll through 2-3 rolls and you've got yellow to left centre with just like a quarter of a table of margin of error. So this is tough. All he can do is probably leave it high. Oh, he's trying to go through the 8 ball. Yeah, it's gone wrong.
That was tricky.
Yeah, and it wasn't that shot. It was the shot 2 ago where he just should not have been that close to his work. Is there a safety? Drop the cube on the right-hand side of the yellow. Not sure you leave a pot on, but I think you lose the frame anyway.
I think that's the decision he's made.
Double in the centre. You do not make many of them.
No.
Yeah.
You do not.
Yes, I just needs to make sure this time round. Yeah, I like the one at the bottom here. Just float it in. All the room in the world come up to his hand. Yeah, comes up a little bit short of that, but it's fine because this goes top left. Would have been better if he'd reached his hand. It would have been easier. But this is not really a challenge, to be honest. He's a bit in between here. Take it long, but okay, take it long and just accept the slight more distance on the 8 board and try and screw it up and off the top and side cushions.
Yeah, he won't mind this.
Yeah, a player that always backs his potting.
And he should.
Yeah, he should.
All right, 1-1, 7.5 minutes left, and it feels like it's sort of the match that no one wants to win at this stage. They've both burned chances in the opening 2 frames. Level pegging.
Yeah, both of them will be thinking, how am I not 2-0 up here? How am I not 2-0? I missed an easy 8 ball in the first one. Both of them did. Not easy, but 8 balls that should have been made.
I think both of them could be thinking, God, I'm lucky not to be 2-0
well,
down as well.
That's the thing. Do you spin it that way and say, well, actually, do you know what? You know, as much as I'm annoyed I'm not 2-0, you know, at least I'm not 2-0 down. You know, 1-1, especially for Cy Fitz here, he's got the break. Puts in a normal routine sledgehammer and goes 2-1 up. It's all good.
Boom.
Honestly, I would love to play one tournament with that break.
Layout. You can have that break if you want, Si, but you're not winning
outcome.
tournaments with that layout. I can tell you that for free.
Yeah. Difference between Si and I is I would not be going for these, and I suspect he will. I'll just lose it in 6 minutes rather than. Yeah, this is tough. That break was too good to leave that. The red goes along the bottom cushion. Do you take the reds on here? I mean, it's such a challenge.
You could take the reds on and almost have a free swing at it. It feels like, because you've got the red over the pocket to try and just cause some carnage, but that feels a little bit reckless.
I think you're not going to go yellows, that's for sure. So if you're going to go, it's reds. How aggressive do you want to be here? How much are you flying in to open everything up or pick it apart?
I think you play in the right side of the 2 reds next to the 8 ball and play red off red. Maybe try and get the yellow and the red as a Brucey bonus.
I think I just want to open up the yellow and red together. If you were going,
plays safe.
Mark that down. First safety shot of 2025.
And we may yet still only see single figures from him.
For the whole season, yeah.
Yeah, John also doesn't want anything to do with this.
But that tells you how tough this layout is and how pivotal this moment is.
Yeah, that I think might be the more sort of pertinent point.
I'll tell you what, how much do you match play here? So, well, is this a foul? It is. I mean,
Must hit a cushion after contact.
Yeah. You're not going to take these on even with the foul, though, are you, if you're John Chambers? What I was trying to make...
Well, could you?
No.
Could you? I mean, you won't.
Not if you want to win, no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't know how he forces an opening in 4.5 minutes, though. That's the issue here. Got to try and open balls up, keep it safe, and...
That's the issue. Like, he can open his... You know, he could have, for example, with cue ball in hand there, opened up his yellow on the right side of the balk line. But then that just opens reds wide open.
So I think for
how does John win the frame, though?
Yeah, I mean, a draw is not a terrible result for either, which is kind of the point I was trying to make before that foul. From Simon Fitzsimmons' perspective, I think it's a good result. I mean, in terms of, you know, he'll be playing Megan, who's already out. Then you've got John and Joe, who, you know, Joe's suddenly found his form, going to be battling it out. There's every chance for Cy Fitz that he wins the next match, and that might be enough.
Worst in time, gut tells me there.
Yeah, worst case scenario for Cy Fitz is if he wins the next match, he's in a 6-red shootout. So, you know, it's not worth the risk of losing the frame to try and win it, in my opinion. What you want to do in this situation is try and work this into a situation where you can take a low percentage finish on with a minute to go.
Or with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think it's too early. I think it's too early because you're going to get countered. That's why I say wait for the minute.
John Chambers has decided to swing at these.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, John.
He's seen the big floaty delivery just outside of off stump, and he is heaving.
Yeah.
How's the result?
Not
brilliant.
All of a sudden, Reds look great.
All of a sudden, the ball's in the air, and there's someone underneath it. Oh, that's a hell of a shot.
Oh my, that's seriously special.
That's a hell of a combo. He's still got work.
He's straight enough here to screw back to have a shot at the 8 ball. He could play into the Reds to left centre or get it back to the same pocket. Oh, this might well be finish of the competition, and we've got months to go.
Well, the fielder's underneath it, and he's just watched it sail over his head and into the stands. John Chambers smashes it out of the ground.
Oh, I mean, I give up. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
That's such a good combination shot. Because it's not straight, so nothing's in his eye line. The red's almost to the wrong side of the pocket that it needs to be for the combination.
And you've reached, it's literally kamikaze, isn't it? You've reached the point in the frame where you don't get that, you lose. You're losing the match. And obviously he took it on, and credit to him for taking it on, but just felt like the wrong play all the way through, right up until the moment he was straight in on that 8 ball to left centre. That was seriously special.
Yeah, unbelievable that from John Chambers. Hell of a dig. Hell of an out.
Oh,
Golden
no,
break
no.
to follow it up. Cue ball stays up. Simon Fitzsimmons is in pieces. John Chambers styles it out. What an incredible 30 seconds for John Chambers.
And I was watching that cue ball the whole way as well. Just unbelievable.
Walks away from the explosion like a film star. Doesn't even look back.
With 3 minutes to go before John took on that finish, I'm thinking this is almost nailed on certain to finish 1-1. And all of a sudden, a minute later, it's 3-1.
Cy Fitz is cut breaking. This is a rare sight. Don't see this very often. Oh, 8 ball.
Oh my!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're back within 1. Si Fitz says, anything you can do, I can do too. Nails the golden break. And we've got 1 minute and 55 seconds, and we'll have one more frame here, which might yet get Simon Fitzsimmons a chance to square it. What an extraordinary last few minutes we've just watched here.
I mean, this is bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers.
Welcome to the Ultimate Pool, John Chambers.
That's silly. We got. I mean, still got 153 left. This could finish 4-3 yet.
Well, keep an eye on this 8 ball again. Simon Fitzsimmons needs this to be dry. It isn't. How many open balls can John pot though? I don't think it's many.
He can cut a red in here. Reds are okay. Reds go. Yellows don't. It's where does it land? If he has to go red right centre, where does the cue ball finish? Does he give himself an opportunity to win the frame? Certainly gives himself an opportunity to run the clock down. That will do.
That will do perfectly.
That shot there essentially wins the match, whether he pots the 8 ball or not, because he's going to pot these reds, barring something very silly. May have just too much angle, because he's going into the red on the right. Oh, that's a time foul.
That is a time foul.
Yeah, that was definitely over, and yeah, it's not even going to be reviewed. That's how confident the referee is.
Clock got stopped for a moment, and then it's restarted. A grimace from John Chambers. Simon Fitzsimmons has form for mad buzzer beaters. This would be one of the very best we've seen, because this is a tough out. But what a couple of shots to start it.
Oh, was he trying to develop the 8 ball in yellow? I mean, if he wasn't, why wasn't he? Oh, he called a foul on himself.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
John Chambers gets away with one. Gets away with one.
This match has been bonkers. It's been utterly bonkers.
Yeah, it's been silly. John Chambers is going to get out of dodge. Simon Fitzsimmons will have to win his next match. And he's not done yet, is the bouncer. But John Chambers, from being a second away from losing his opening match, has now won his opening 2. As the bell tolls, John Chambers is 2 from 2 in the Champions League. And I can't quite even begin to tell you how. He is now the massive group favourite as he leads the group heading into the final round of fixtures.
Monday Night Pool brought to you by ultimateleloans.co.uk.